Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The whole crew styling when we step out of the car. Bouncers lift the rope and the crowd goes off. 20 shots to the table, we don't even hit the bar.
Welcome back to our audience, to our weekly look at what's new and happening on ArtSpeak. And I want to welcome in Ray Elman.
Thank you, Maggie. It's always so great to see you. And I really enjoy talking with you and your audience and talking about what's new at ArtSpeak. As you know, we publish new content all the time. So we are about to publish our video conversation with an old friend of mine named JUDY RAKOWSKY, who I've known for quite a while, but when she was a reporter for the Boston Globe, and I was living in Boston. And she's also been a journalist at the Providence Journal, Providence, Rhode Island. And about 30 years ago, she kind of reconnected with a cousin of hers named Sam Ron. And it turns out Ron is the anglicized version of his real name, which was Rakowski. And he was a Holocaust survivor, and she started asking him questions. And about 30 years ago, they decided to go back to Poland and see if they could find out what happened to their family. And it took
That is
30
amazing, Ray. Did she document everything of this journey that she took to find out what had happened to her Polish relatives?
She documented it in terms of taking notes and maybe recording. The part of the problem was that Sam, who grew up in Poland, spoke Polish and she didn't. Over the 30 years, her Polish got a little bit more fluent, but she also eventually realized that Sam had different agendas than she did. And because they had different perspectives on what they wanted to find out about their family. And so she started bringing her own translators, because he would sometimes not, she'd listen to people they were interviewing say stuff, and then he would tell her what he wanted her to know, but not necessarily what she wanted to know. So
Interesting.
she started bringing her own translators, and she also ran into other issues, which was historically there's been a reluctance of the Polish people to welcome back Jews who had owned property and owned businesses prior to World War II. And they're saying, what are you coming back here for? I live in your house. Are you trying to take your house back? Not that they would say that overtly, but that was part of the kind of understated attitude of people worrying that the Jews were coming back to take the stuff that had been taken away from them, which wasn't the case. And also the Polish government, I think after communism ended, made an official kind of pronouncement about talking about how noble it was that the Polish people had tried to help Jews during the Holocaust, that they had tried to hide them and or do whatever they could to help them being murdered by the Nazis and sent to concentration camps.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was no willingness to admit that the Poles were the non-Jewish Poles were in any way complicit with what happened. So what JUDY discovered is that her family was in hiding in a basement. Their neighbors had put them in hiding in a basement. And somehow somebody tipped off Polish partisans who were fighting the Nazis, and they were the ones who took them out of hiding and murdered. So her book that she wrote about this is called Jews in the Garden. And it's all about her 30-year odyssey of trying to find out what happened to her family. And in particular, to try and find out what happened to one person who they thought might still be alive, but they never found her. I'm kind of,
Well, what an amazing story, Ray. It's incredible that she's able to go back and document that.
and she's going to be at the Jewish Museum of Florida, FIU, in Miami Beach on January 21st of 2024. And she's going to be giving a book talk about her experiences and show pictures and slides and that sort of thing.
That should be interesting. We invite everyone to look it up and come out and support her.
Great. Okay, Maggie, I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Ray. Have a great afternoon.
You too.